We live in a culture that worships the big, the bold, the loud, the now. And you can see that throughout what we purchase or what we focus on. Amazon runs e-commerce. They're huge. And they are one of the main reasons that we are able to enjoy instant gratification. In the realm of music, rap and hip-hop run the scene with all these big, bodacious men and women telling their stories, talking about all the money they make, all the drugs they do, etc. But a medium that seems to be going against the grain is video game music.
He said it! He said it!
Obviously, I don't mean all video game music. If you look at a title like Doom, that is the definition of big, bodacious, bold. Big old Doom guy killing demons with Mick Gordon's crazy metal soundtrack in the background. It's amazing. And there's a time and a place for the big. But so much popular video game music does quite the opposite. If you don't know already, this is a part 2 to a series I'm starting, talking about the Minecraft soundtrack, C418 and Lena Raine's kind of artistic style, and the genius behind it. And so if you haven't, you should go watch that video right now. It's going to be right there, yeah, top right corner. The question I want to answer in this video is how can such long-form, atmospheric, slow-paced music be so engaging and so entertaining to listen to? And I believe one song displays that more clearly than the rest of the soundtrack. That would be Aria Math. Get ready for the Wonkler Deep Dive. What I just played was the first half of the song, and I would say that that is the tamer half of the song. This song seems crazy, it seems very complex, and it is quite complex for Minecraft music. Oftentimes it's very simple. This one shows a lot of complexity. I would describe this song as a cacophony, as a kaleidoscope of instruments, all coming together to make something beautiful. But a kaleidoscope wouldn't be interesting or beautiful if there wasn't some form of order within it. And where does that order originate? In your percussion. The song starts and ends with the same rhythm. That theme can be heard throughout any point in time in the song. Most of it is played on that kind of steel pan or that some form of drum instrument, but at the very end of the song, the plucked strings take it over. And even though that first instrument is no longer heard to signify the end of the song, something is still maintaining that order. Orchestrated chaos. Chaos by itself is dangerous, but orchestrated chaos has a beautiful complexity to it. The second reason why this song never stagnates is due to its constant flow. There's not a point in time in this song where the volume is at a set pace. The volume is always increasing or decreasing. You got a very long crescendo throughout the very beginning of the song, and it keeps crescendoing for the first 2 minutes, and all of a sudden, boom, decrescendo really fast. And all of a sudden, you've got another build-up into an even bigger release. The song is never quiet for too long, never loud for too long. It's always moving. Another reason why this song is never boring is because something new is always being added. While the beginning of the song starts out with just that percussion rhythm, soon enough you're starting to hear plucked strings, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, and they join in on the melody. And around a quarter throughout the song, you get these synth leads, and all of a sudden the melody changes. Everything else has become background to the new lead. Now there's something in the forefront for your brain to focus on. Nothing has been taken out of the song. All of those rhythms, all that harmony that you hear is still there. But now this lead synth is playing over everything. And just when you think you've heard everything there is for the beginning of the song, a second lead synth joins in as kind of like a counter melody, and it harmonizes with that main lead synth. While the first one's going do, the second one's going do 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 do. When the climax hits for the first half of the song, everything is playing in unison. It's an experience to listen to, and all of a sudden, boom, quiet as a mouse. And now you have to prepare for it to grow again. And your brain is left wondering, what's going to happen this time? What new instruments, what new sounds, what new rhythms and melodies am I going to hear now that everything's become quiet again? The power this song has comes through its mastery of chaos. It's able to take so many crazy sounding instruments, this more complex drum beat, multiple synth leads, all perform different melodies and counter melodies. They all come together to form this one experience. This is the reason why such a long form, slower paced song can be so engaging and entertaining throughout its entirety. I like to use Aria math to study. It engages my brain in the way that kind of lo-fi hip-hop does. It just allows you to enjoy yourself while being able to maintain your focus on something else. But the power Aria math has is that it never bores you. While it's still a more relaxed song, you're able to focus on other things while listening to it. You can listen to it on repeat for time after time, possibly for hours, and never get bored of listening to it. That's because every time you listen to it, you hear something new. There's so much going on that your brain can't focus on everything that's going on. So you focus on one or two things and you say, oh, that's nice. And then you go back and then you listen to it again and you're like, oh, wow, that counter melody, that adds something to it. And then you go back again, oh, wow. You've got full-on legato strings playing throughout half this song. It feels like an orchestra almost. Every time you listen to this song, you're going to hear something different, but that feeling that you get while listening to the song remains. And that's the beauty of Aria math.